Okay, everyone, can you see the Adobe Illustrator on your screen? Is it visible? Okay, so now let's continue with our Adobe Illustrator. So today's class basically is about creating uh, like a uh, like a scene using shapes. Okay, we will create basically you can say a postcard. Okay, like a postcard, as you know, in older days people used to send postcards for greetings and other stuff. So we will create a postcard in this uh, like lesson. Okay, so this means we have to do things from scratch. There will be few files that we will use. Okay, uh, which is already in your lessons folder, which I like gave you before. Okay, but most what we will do is that we will do it from the scratch. Okay, so from the scratch, that means we have to create our own uh, file. Okay, to create our own file, the size have to be a size of a postcard. So what I have to do in Illustrator, I have to go to create new. Okay, as soon as I will click it, I can choose a size over here. Okay, or I can go to any uh, part over, like any category over here. Suppose I'm making a postcard. So postcard is basically related to printing. So I will go to print. Inside the print, then what I can do is that I can choose letter. I think letter will be the best size for me. Okay, so right now my units are point pt. You can see that it says pt. Okay, so pt is fine. Okay, I can change it to like inches. Okay, if I go to here on my screen, instead of points I can choose inches, so it will be in inches. Okay, and also other stuff I will keep it as this. I will not change anything. In more settings also everything is fine. I will not change anything. Just what I changed is that I choose a letter, choose my units inches, so it will become easier for me to use. And on the other hand, what I need to change is the orientation. I don't want to be a portrait, I want it to be a landscape, because it's a postcard. Postcard are usually landscape. Okay, and then I can press create and it will open a blank window in front of me. Okay, now you can see that the document setting are already given over here. Inches and artboard, how many I'm using? One artboard, that's fine. Okay, so I have my main like window over here, which is basically my blank like a blank postcard over here. Now what we need to do is that usually when you print anything in the uh, after printing, you don't get it as it is. You do some kind of a kind of cutting means from the border. Okay, so suppose if I will keep my border, okay, as it is with a white color, so what will happen is that my bleeding, okay, like there will be no bleeding actually. Now what is a bleeding? Bleeding means like the border area. So what will happen if I will cut it out? So it will show something like a white area. Okay, now how a bleeding looks like, let me give you an example over here. Okay, uh, like a what I will show is that print without bleeding, so you can have an idea what will happen if you don't have a bleeding. Okay, let me open it up here. So here I have uh, can you see this image? Okay, now this is without bleeding. Without bleeding, what will happen? You have a white border around. So it will not look good. It will kind of look like there is a cutout, there's a border, and like, on purpose, if you wanted, that's something else, but like there will be a cut, okay, like if there will be a border, which will not look nice. So without bleeding, there will be a border. With bleeding, there will be no border, because the person who will cut, there will be no white border around. Okay, is this part clear? So this is how, like, what we actually do in the bleeding. So if I will have some sort of a bleeding over here, okay, so for me it will become like much more easier to work on with the bleeding. So here in my on my screen, okay, I have here like a document setup, which is under the quick sections. I can go over here, and then I will see here there is a bleed option. Now in the bleed option, right now 0 inches, so I want to change it to around something like 0.125. Okay, once I do that, it will, and press OK, it will give me this red border. If you will see this red border, this red border is the bleed area. Means if I'm putting something like a background image or something, it should cover this red area. It should be till the red area, so that if somebody cuts, he will not get any sort of white border. Okay, because always the cutting is not perfect. So your hand or your machine blade can move. So that's why you should have enough space so that no white border shows after cutting. Okay, so that's why we use the bleed over here. Now we will start making shapes, and with those shapes we will make a postcard. Okay, now the shapes that we are going to make will be a mix of geometrical shape, organic shape, and we will try to create a fruit basket. Okay, so first let's make a bowl. To make a bowl, we have number of different ways to do that. We will go with the easier approach. First thing what I will do is that I will take a rectangle tool from here, and I will show you how you can make a rectangle. Okay, you just take a rectangle tool from here, and notice that the fill color of the rectangle is white, the stroke color, which is the border, is black, and the stroke weight, means like thickness, is 1. So according to these value, it will make me a rectangle. Now here if I will make it, you can see that it looks like this. Okay, so like a white rectangle. Actually it looks like it's a transparent, but it's not transparent. If I will move it here, you can see that there is a white color inside. Okay, so that's how you will get your like your rectangle. Okay, so how I made it, let me make it again. I just took the rectangle and draw. Okay, something like this. But if I don't want a rectangle, I want a square, so I have to press shift key on my keyboard, and you will see this diagonal smart guide, which will tell you that the sides are all equal. But if I'm not pressing shift, I'm just drawing, it will just create a rectangle like this, which I actually want. Okay, this is how I want it to be. Okay, so this is what I will get it. Okay, and this will be my like a rectangle here. Okay, now what else I can do over here is that I can move it with my selection tool. Shortcut is V on my keyboard. How I can move it? I can move it right, and when I'm moving right, you can see that there is a purple magenta sort of like colored line, which this line is like guiding me that I'm going straight. If I'm not looking, if I'm not getting this line, that means I'm not going straight. Okay, as soon I get this, that means I'm getting straight, and it will try to keep me in a like straight line. Same thing if I'm going down. Okay, so if I see this line, that means I'm going straight down. I'm not moving left to right. If I move left to right, it shows me like this. So if you want to like go straight in the line, so you can also press shift key on your keyboard. Okay, down or up. Okay, so if I want to move down, I can click here and move, and with the shift key I can move down, so it will keep me like straight while going down. Or I can also move diagonal like this. Okay. So this is the smart guide will help me. And notice that when you make moving it, you will see this gray tool tip next to it. Okay. So what it is showing, it's showing me the location of my rectangle actually. Okay. So this is the location, and if I'm making a rectangle or any shape, any other shape, you will see that it's showing me the width and height. Okay. So I got this one. Now, what if I want to change the size of it? I don't want it to be too big. So what I can do is that I can go in my rectangle or like options either here or here. Okay, and you can see that there is a constraint click. Constraint means if I will change the width to something like 4 inches, so what will happen? The height will change accordingly. Okay, because they both are connected, but I don't want that, so I will uncheck this so I can independently change the width and height. Now width, I will keep it something around 0.5. Okay, so once I'm done with that, then I will go to height. Have a height, I will create it something around 2 inches. Okay, so I will get something like this. So this is actually like a size of my rectangle here. Now what I can do here is that I can make another rectangle, okay, and I can put under it. But this time, what I will do is that I will not go to rectangle and draw like this. What I'm going to do is that I will take my rectangle, but I will click on my screen one time. Once I will click it on the screen, okay, I'm not dragging, I'm not doing anything. I just clicked on the screen with the rectangle tool selected. As soon as I clicked, it gave me an option asking me what size you want to have for your new rectangle. So I will say, okay, I want it to be 1 inches wide and 0.1 inches high. Okay. So once I have this, when I press it, it will give me exactly the like the rectangle, the values which I gave it to it. And wherever you will click, it will draw it over there. So I will keep it somewhere here. And if you want to keep it in the center of this rectangle, notice if I'm moving around this rectangle, as soon I reach in the center of this rectangle, okay, like suppose here, you can see that it is showing me intersection. Okay, means like I'm in the center of this above rectangle. Okay, so that's how you can easily move it. Okay, in the center of anyone, or you can align just like what we did in the last class. You can select this to both thing. I can choose key object. I can make this one a key object, then align the bottom one to the key object. Okay, so I just already it was already aligned, so you don't see the difference. Okay, now editing rectangles. Editing rectangles mean what if I want to change the size of it. Okay, maybe I want it to be more wider. Okay, so what I can do, I can increase the size of it just like this. So this is one way of increasing, that only it will go like it will grow from the bottom. What if I will do the same thing but on the top? So it will grow from the top. But what if I want it to grow from top and bottom at the same time? So I have to press Alt on my keyboard. If you're using Mac, then Option on your keyboard, and then try to change the size, and you will see the top and bottom both are changing at the same time. So approximately around 3 inches I will go, okay, and I will stop there. So this is how what I will get. Okay, so this is my size basically right now. Okay, and you can see that the width is the height is now 3 point something. So what I will do is that I will change its size to this is 3, perfect 3. Okay, now this is how I can change my size of the rectangle. What if I don't want it to be portrait? I want it to be landscape, this rectangle I'm talking about. I don't want it to be standing, I want down. So what I can do is that I can rotate it. So I can rotate like this. But when I'm rotating, it's a little hard to 100% align it on a flat surface. So what you can do is that slowly you can go, and as soon you will reach to 90, you will see that it shows 90 and it will slightly snap. Okay, or what you can do is that you can press shift key on your keyboard and it will like rotate on the difference of the 45 degrees angle. Okay, 0, 45 degrees, then plus 45 degrees more, 90 degrees. Okay, so that's more easy if you will do that. Okay, now as I told you, it's a white color with fill and there is a black color stroke. If you don't want it to be white as a color, so what you can do is you can go inside here. Okay, then you can choose uh, any of the color here. Okay, uh, maybe something like a brown color. Okay, so I can choose this one. Okay, this looks fine, so I will click here and then it will become brown. Now what I can do to move away from this like a color swatches, I can press escape on my keyboard and it will close. Now next thing is what? Next thing is the stroke. My stroke color right now is black. What if you don't want any stroke? What if you don't want any border? So you can simply click on this stroke color, press no fill, which is this, no stroke, which is this one, and then press escape so that you can go back here. So now there is no stroke on this part which I just made it here. Okay, now we can do some changes here. Okay, with this one, with the bottom one. Okay, now what are those changes? Those changes are basically, you can say that if I will go here and zoom in, you can notice that there is these small circles here. Let me zoom in more. What are these small circles? If I click on any one of these circles and try to move it up or down, you can see that it is changing the corner radius. Okay, so this is how you can change a corner radius with these circles over here. Okay, now this is one way of doing that. What if you don't want to do with your mouse and you have a value in your mind already? So here on your right side, if you will see in the transform, I have this corner radius. Okay, I can change to something like 0.05 inches, and when I do that, I will get something like this. Okay, so as you can see, it is constrained, means like all the sides are going to change at once. Okay, they all are connected to each other. Okay, other thing is that I can change the shape of this corner radius. What if I want this one and this one as a smooth corner, but these two I don't want them to be smooth corner. I want them to be you can say sharp corner. So what I can do, I can go on this bottom left and bottom right and change it to sharp corner, which is this one. Okay, chamfer. Okay, this is round, this is inverted round, this is chamfer. So chamfer is like round. That's what I will do here as well, and I will get this. So it will kind of look like this. Okay, so now I have this one. What I can do here is that I can change its color to something else. Okay, maybe like a little darker color, something like this. Okay, so this is how it will look like, and the stroke color I will change later. Okay, now let's see over here. Now, as I told you that if you will click on any one of these circles, you can, if you increase or decrease, it will change the corner radius of all the sides. What if you don't want to change the corner radius of all the sides? You only if you want to change the corner radius of particular or the corner of your choice. Okay. For example, I don't want to change the corner radius of this one, oh sorry, this one or this one. I want to keep them sharper, but the one which are on the bottom, I want to convert them into smooth corners. So what I can do, instead of using my selection tool, I can take my direct selection tool, click on those corner radius which I want to adjust. For example, this one. Okay, press shift on your keyboard to select the other one, which is this one. So now both of them are selected. If I want to move it up or down, you can see that only that is changing. Other thing what I can do here is that after selecting these two with the shift key, I can double click them, and as soon as I will double click them, it will give me this option. Now this option I cannot get with the normal selection tool with the black arrow. I can only get this option while I'm using my direct selection tool, which is the white arrow. Now what is this? This is the same thing as here. Okay, so it's asking how much you want the radius. So I will say, okay, how about 0.75? Okay, that's it will become something like this. Now I want it to be corner, a smooth corner, so like a rounded rectangle, like rounded corner. So I will choose the first one. Here I have relative and absolute. Absolute value depends on the radius, while a relative value, it depends on the angle of your corner. Suppose if it is going in this direction, so smoothness will go also in this direction. If it is going in the opposite direction, smoothness will go in the opposite direction. So, but basically I will choose absolute because absolute will work with the radius value. So I don't have to worry more about this one. Okay, not much much of a difference, but if you're applying a very strong value, then you might see the result. But I will keep it to the absolute. Then I'll just press OK, and I will have my rectangle just like as you can see on my screen. Okay. Now what I can do is that I can just take my selection tool now and move this one, okay, in the center of this. So I can just move it like this, and you will see that it is telling me where is the center, this purple line. Okay, as soon as I will move to center, it will snap automatically, and I will have this on my screen. Okay, so this is how you can get your options here. Now, one thing I will do here is that I will change the size of it. Okay, I don't want it to be too you can say like a wide. I want it to be little kind of narrower. Plus, what I can else do is that I can also while decreasing the size, okay, while changing the size, I will press Alt on my keyboard, so it will change the size from the both angle. Okay. Uh, First of all, let me make it a little taller here, then something like this. Okay, now it's better. Okay, now I am done with this size. Okay, as I told you before, that if you press Alt key on your keyboard, you will be able to change the size from both or like both areas at the same time. It will not grow from one side, it will go from both sides if you're using Alt key. Let me move this a little bit down here so it can touch this. Okay, so I have this ball ready, and I can overall change the size with the shift key, so it will not change the proportion of it. Okay, or let me keep it as it is. I don't want to change it. I will just keep it here. Okay, now one thing which is really important over here, if you will see that how does it look like when I smooth it, it's kind of look like this. What if, let me make a copy of it. Okay, uh, go to edit, copy, edit, paste. I have a copy now. So just see how the corners are, okay, on both. But what if I will change the size of it with shift or without shift? If I will change the size, Now just see what happens. See the corner here, how smooth it is, but in this case, it's not that smooth. The reason it is not that smooth because whenever you change the size of any shape, the size of the distance of your corner radius does not change. Okay, only the size of your shape changes, which we actually don't want in most of the cases. So to avoid that, what you can do is that you can take your object. Okay, once your object is selected, what you can do is that you can expand your shape. Okay, so what will happen, it will convert your shape into a like this, a corner radius into an actual shape. So if I will click on it, so you can see there is no more corner radius here. So now I cannot change the corner radius, but what if I will change the size of it, it will maintain how it was before. Okay, so this is you can do the expenditure of your shape once you make sure that you are not going to change it later on. So in my case, I think I'm done with this one. Now I don't want to change it, I just want to increase the size of it, because if I will change it now, as you know, it will ruin my size. So I will take it, I will expand it, because I'm sure I don't want to change it later on. I will expand it. Same thing I will do with this one. Expand it. And now I will take both of them and change the size of it. With the shift key, let me change the size so that it won't mess up with the proportions. Okay. So now I'm fine with this one. Okay. Now what I can do here is that also one thing is, when you are changing the size of your object, your stroke size doesn't change. So it was 1 before, now still it is 1, but as the size is changed, so 1 seems quite small, which we can fix. That doesn't matter. Okay. Now I think I made it too big. Let me make it a little smaller, something like this. Okay. Put it down for now. Now let's make we are done with this bowl thing. So this bowl thing will be what? This will be a like a fruit bowl. Like I will put some fruits inside, but let's make some fruits now. So the first thing I am going to make over here is like a pear. Okay, so I will take an ellipse tool. Okay, and now when I will take the ellipse tool, you can see that it is using the same value that I had it before. Brown fill, black stroke. Okay, if you want to reset this value, because Illustrator always keeps your last value, you can go over here and click on this default fill and stroke. When you click on it, it will go back to default. Now I can make an ellipse. Now I can make an ellipse just like this. Okay, if I want to make a perfect circle, then I have to press shift. Otherwise I can make it like that, like this. Okay, or what I can else do is that I can just take this, press on my screen, and then I can choose the values that I actually want. Okay, like suppose width I want 0.6, height I want 0.75, and as you know that this is not constrained, means like this is not linked. So if I will change width and height, they will independently change, they will not be dependent on each other. Now if I will press OK, I will get this ellipse. Now let me zoom in a little bit here. Okay, and now what I can do here is that I made a top part of a you can say a pear. So what I will do, I will again click on my screen somewhere to create the bottom part of my pear. Okay, so I will use this time a value of 0.98 inches for both of them. Okay, so it is a perfect circle. Once I will click it, I will have this perfect circle, and I will try to move it somewhere in the center of here. See, it says center. Okay, that means I'm exactly on the center. I'm putting this one as a border, like it's like my bigger circle's border on the center of the smaller ellipse. Okay, so now I'm done with it. It's perfectly matching over there. Okay, now I don't want it to be this color. This is not the right color. So what I can do, I can select all of it. Okay, just making a boundary box around it or selecting them with the shift key. Stroke, I don't want the stroke to be there. Okay, but before like changing the stroke, I will go here and change its color to something like this sort of green. I'll take this green. Now I can go to the stroke color and choose no stroke from here. So it will be like this. Now this is kind of a pair I made it. I can put leaf or something. It will become a pair. But the problem here is that they are two different objects. They are not one. So what I can do is that I can select all of them. Okay, just like making bounding box, or shift key and select both of them at the same time. And I can go to object, group it, or press Ctrl G as a shortcut on the keyboard, or here you have also a group on your left, on your right side. If you click on it, now it is a group. So if I will move one, both will move all together. So I have this one right now. Okay. Now what I will do is that I will make another fruit shape over here. Now this time what I will do, I will make three different circles. Okay, two same size, one little bigger, and try to make an apple shape out of it. Okay, so you can see that I used two different shapes of a circle to make a pair. Now I will make an apple. Okay, with three different circles. So I will take this circle over here. Okay, and I'll click anywhere on the screen so that I can get this value. Now this time I will choose 0.7 inches. Okay, just like here. Now I want exactly the same size circle, okay, on the other side. So I can go to edit, copy and paste, but there is a shortcut. If you press alt key on your keyboard if you're using Windows, or option key on your keyboard if you're using Mac, you can press that alt or option key, and then you can see that my cursor changes. It becomes like a double selection tool, one white, one black. So now if I will click on my object and try to move it, you will notice that the object itself is not moving. Okay, its copy is moving. So now you can see, if I will leave my mouse and the alt key, okay, you can see I have two different options moved. I have like a copy of the circle moved. The original is still there, the copy is moved. Okay, so now what I can do is that I can move it a little bit more further here. Okay, kind of somewhere, you can say here. Okay, a little bit up. Now I have this kind of a like my shape of, or like here. Okay, now what I will do here is that I will make another one. I will take this another ellipse tool. Okay, this time I will make without putting the values. I can do what? I can go to the corner of this, the anchor of this like circle. The anchor means the mid of the, what you call, your border of your circular shape. Okay, and then I'll press shift key and move it quite a little bit down here. Okay, so I can reach to this part. Now you can see this magenta line, which is telling me I am exactly on the border of the top circle. Okay, this line over here. So as I will get this line, I will stop, which means I am doing it right. Okay, so what I can do here is that now I don't want this complete circle. I want it to be half circle. Whenever you make a circle, I'm not talking about ellipse, I'm talking about circle. Okay, so whenever you make a circle, you always get this pi option. What is this pi option? If I click on the pi and move it, you can see that it's opening and closing the mouth just like this. So I can adjust just like this. So with the help of the pi, what I can do is that here I have the values of the pi. Okay, I can move this to this side and complete 180 degrees angle. Okay, so I can it's a little hard to complete a 180-degree angle. So what you can do, you can just move a little bit and go back to your settings in the transform and change your ending, the pi start angle, to 180. So now it will look something like this, okay, which I actually wanted. Okay, so once I have this, I can take my moving tool, my selection tools, okay, and then move it to the intersection of my top circle, somewhere here. Okay, now you can see that it kind of looked like an apple, but I have to select all of it, group it like I did last time for this. Now they all are one, and change their color all at once to this red, this one, darker red. So I will have now an apple shape over here. Okay, this is how clearly you can make an apple shape. Okay, clear? Now one more thing I can do here is that I want to make a half orange. To make a half orange, let me do one thing. Instead of making another one, what I can do, I can take my apple, ungroup it. I can do ungroup from here, or I can go to object ungroup from here. So I will press ungroup. Okay, and this part of my apple I will select, and with the help of Alt key on the keyboard on Windows and Option key on the Mac on I will press that, and then I will move this object down. So it will not move the original, it will move the copy of the original. Now I can select this, all of it back, and recolor them. Oh, sorry, group them. Okay, now I have this half, okay, which I can change the color to maybe something like an orange here. Okay, dark or not dark, totally up to you. Okay, so I will make it something like this. So I'm done with this half orange now. Now I have my three fruits which I was looking for. From scratch I made these three fruits. Later on we will work more on detail in this one, so that they will look like they are an actual shape. Now let's go down back to our bowl. Okay, now I want to change the color of this bottom one. Okay, the stroke of it. Stroke seems little weak here. So what I can do, I can select this one, change the stroke to something around this much. I think 4 is fine. I want it to be same as this color. So I can go to stroke color here. Okay, and I can choose the color that I used here. Which color was that? Yeah, this one. Okay, so I will choose this color, and you can see that I have now a perfect bottom part of my bowl. And just like the other options, other fruits option, I can select this all, and I can group them as well. Okay, so they are also grouped. So I can move them, both of this, the top and the bottom. Yes.
How did you do the corner smooth for the ball?
Here. Okay, I'll just do
Yeah.
with the another object. Okay, so uh, let's me make another object here, something like this. Okay, right now if I will take my uh, normal selection tool, which is the black arrow, and try to move this, all of them will change together. Okay, so I have two different choices. Either I can go to any one of these corner radius in my transform option, but I have to make sure it should be unlinked. If it is unlinked, I can separately change them. Okay, like to this one, to this one. Okay, so this one and this one will change, not the bottom one. Okay, or what I can do is here is that I can put some different kind of values here, okay, for all of them. Okay, and you can see they all will have a different kind of a result. Okay. So you can see that they all have different kind of result if I will do in this case, but I don't want to change from here. What I will do, I will change them back to what they were, and that's fine now. Okay, now what I need to do here is that if I want to change with the mouse, so either I can double click any one of it, okay, and change it just like this, okay, or double click any one of it and press shift key and double click two of it, like this one, and then change, so they will change like that. Okay, so double click here, press shift, double click, okay, and then you can select and you can do that. But what actually I did was that I used my direct selection tool, because what does the direct selection tool will do is that double click, I will click this one and double click and press shift and click on this one, so these both will be selected. Okay, but what else I can do with this is that I can, after selecting these two, I can double click on it and then I will get the value. This value you cannot get with the normal selection tool, only with the direct selection tool. Then I change the values, whatever I wanted, and I pressed OK. That's how you can get the custom corner radius or corner radius of a particular specific corner, not all of them. Okay, clear? Okay, now, okay, now if I will go a little bit down, now what I can do here is that I can start making some live shapes. Live shapes are like star and polygon. Why they are called live shapes? Because while you are working on the shapes, while you're drawing the shapes, you can change its shape. Okay, one of it is known as the polygon shape. Now if I will take the polygon shape, okay, on my screen, and then if I will start drawing it just like this, so you can see that it's have right now around 6 sides. It's hexagon, but there is an arrow key on your keyboard, up and down. So if I will press up, so it will start while I'm drawing it. Now my finger is on my mouse left button. I'm not releasing my left button. Okay, but at the same time I'm pressing my keyboard up button when I'm the arrow the arrow key which is pointing upwards. If I'm pressing that one, it will increase the size. If I'm pressing the down key, it will decrease the size. Okay, so this is how you can get your own customized like shape. So I will keep this shape, okay, and then I will draw with this. So that's why it's called a live drawing tool, because on a live drawing like while you are drawing, you can change at the same time. So I have drew this. I will take my selection tool and I will try to put it somewhere here. Okay, now I want to rotate it so it will kind of looks like this. Okay, now it's fine. Now thing is, I don't want it to be this color and I don't want a stroke, so I will go to the stroke color. I don't want any stroke, so I will go to the fill. So what I can do here is that I can change the fill to something like a this one. So I will it will become like this. Now from this polygon, from this hexagon, I want to create a shape of it. You can say maybe like a leaf. So how I can make a leaf out of this? Okay, so first of all, let me do one thing. Let me reduce the size of it. Instead of width over here, I can change the width to something around 3 or 0.35. Okay, and this one 0.63, so it will become something like this. Okay, so kind of taller, smaller. Now what I want to do is that I want to create it I want to make it look like a leaf. To do that, what I can do, I can go to my direct selection tool. Okay, because with my normal selection tool I can only see this corner radius. If I change it, all of them will change, which I don't want. So that's why I will take my direct selection tool so I can see all of these. So once I will go to my direct selection tool, I will smooth the corner radius of only this one, this one, this one, and this one. But this on the top and this on the bottom, I will keep it as it is. I'm not going to change the top one and the bottom one. So I will click on this one, press shift key, click on the other one, click on this, click on this. So four of them are changed. The top and bottom are not selected. Okay, only these four are selected. The top and bottom is not selected. So if I will drag these, so only these four will change the size. So I will drag it as much I can, and when it becomes red, red means now I cannot go beyond. Now I cannot go further. So if you can see, it's changing the size, okay, but as soon as it reaches red, that means it's the maximum. So I will reach the maximum, and now you can see those four became too smooth that now it is creating a leaf-like shape. Okay, clear? It's that's how you can make a leaf. Now one more thing, if I will take this leaf, let me make a copy of it with the Alt key here. I just want to show you one thing here. Okay, what I want to show you is that if I will press a shift key and try to, or without the shift key or with the shift key, if I will try to change the size of it, you can see that the corners are affecting, just like we did for the bowl. So what I need to do, I have to take my leaf, change and press the expand shape. When I do that, now if I will change the size of it, it will maintain the corner radius. Okay, so that's how you can do the like you can fix its corner radius, and do that once you are satisfied with your result. If you're not satisfied with your result, then you might not be able to change it later on. Okay, so I will just put it here for now, then I will decide where to put. Okay, so this is how you will get your a corner radius. Now I want to make a star. Okay, let's make a flower over here at this part, because I want my flower to look like I want my flower to be a white color flower. So if I will make a white color flower, so white on a white, it will not show. So I will not choose my flower from I will not draw here. I will draw here because this is a gray area, so I can at least see my white area. So if I will go to my shapes here, keep it clicked, you will see that I have a star. Now I can make a star just like this. Okay, and while making star, you will notice that if I will press my up or down key, I can change the corners of my star. If I will keep on pressing my top key, it will keep on adding the corners. If I will keep on reducing that, it will reduce the corners. Okay, so this is how you can change that. But I don't want it to be a star like this. I want it to be something like this. So I will do something as this on the screen. Press shift key and then arrange it like this. Now I want this to be white. So I will choose a white here. Okay. Once this is a white color, okay, so then what I can do here is that, okay, I can make another one, or let me show you one thing here. Okay, let me make it again. Okay, as I told you before, if you will press up or down key, you will increase or decrease the point. I will decrease the point to 4 point. Other thing I can do here is that if I will press Alt key, so it will start making it from the center. If I will press Shift key, so it will keep the all the sides and the angle of it perfect. Without Shift key, I can rotate anywhere I want, but with the Shift key, it will be a perfect angle. Okay. Now, what if I press Control? Control key. Okay. First of all, let me press Shift key also, so that it stays straight. So if I will press Control key, so my Control key will help me to change the points inner radius. Have you see that? So this is how I can change the shape of my star with the help of Control key. So I will keep it something like this. okay, and release, and I want this to be a white color flower, okay, a white color, something like this. Clear? So with the control key you can change that part. Okay, now what I want is that I want to make a copy of it, okay, and put it here. Now this copy I will change its color to yellow, okay, and then what I want is that I want to rotate it. I will use my shift key to rotate, so it will rotate in this way, or I can type here 45 degrees angle, okay. Like suppose if I go here, type 45, okay, it will do the same thing, okay. So now I want to put this in the center of my the white flower here. Now it is in the center. Now I want to reduce the size of it with the help of shift key and alt key, so it will reduce the size from the center, okay, and I want it to look like something like this, okay. So it's like a flower, not that great. Let me make it a little bit more smaller from the center with the shift and alt, okay, a little bit more, kind of look like fine now, okay. So this is how I can get my flower here. I will keep it here and I will convert this into a like, first of all what I will do, I will, because if I will change the size of it, okay, you will notice that let me zoom out. There is no changes, okay, just like when you change the size of those that have corner radius, so there you have changes, but there is no corner radius here, so I will not have any changes, so I don't have to expand my object. So I will just select both of them and group them, so they will become a group, okay. So I will keep it this here, maybe a little smaller. The reason I am keeping it here, because here or the white will not show. Later on I can move it when I'm adjusting. Now uh, how to make a straight line. To make a straight line, I can go back to my shapes here and I have here line segment. Now if I will take my line segment, okay, I can make a line somewhere here, okay. I will just press here and start making a line just like this, okay. I have a line here, but when I deselect, my line doesn't show. Why? Let me see, where was my line. Let's check. Okay, here is my line, okay. Why the line is not showing? The line, because I don't have any stroke color, because line is dependent on a stroke color. So you have to make sure that your line is basically like, you should have a like a color over here. So I can go here, okay, change to any color here. Let's see what color I can choose here. Something like a brown color. This I think this brown color is better. Okay, I will choose this brown color. Then you can see that it starts appearing, because it needs a color. If there is no color, so it will obviously will be transparent, and I want it to be a little thicker, okay. So now if I will move it to this side, you can see that it's there. Now let's see what is the size. The size of this is something like this. The height, I want it to be, I think, 2 inches, okay, or I think 2 is less, so keep it as it is. Then I want to rotate it perfectly, so I will press shift key and rotate it just like with my mouse, okay. Or you can type over here 45 degrees, so it will rotate. Just go here and type 45. Oops, not 45, I think 180, okay. So it will become straight. Now you can put it somewhere here in the center of my bowl, okay. It's not in the center, and it's not on the ground as well, so I can use my arrow keyboard keyboard arrow keys to move them, and I can select the whole thing, go to align, okay, align to key object, and I can make this bowl my key object, and then I can align. So now it will be there. So there was not much difference, but I got this straight line. Okay. So this is how you can get your straight lines, and you can change them, but you have to make sure the straight line is only visible when there is a color. Now, how if you have an image, and from image how you can make a vector like vector graphic, like these that I have are vector graphics. If I zoom in, you can see the quality is not changing at all. Okay, so if I will go to file and I want to bring some external image, like I have a lemon image in my folder, so I will go to file, place. Place means if you want to bring something from outside, so you use place. So I want to bring some external file, so I will go to file and place. Now after going that, I'm in the place and I want to place this lemon image. Press place. Now I have this lemon image, so I have to place it somewhere. So I will choose a perfect spot, maybe here, and you can see that I have this lemon image, which is a raster graphic because it's a real image. If I will zoom in, you can see that it's getting pixelated. How I can convert this into a like vector? To do that, you do tracing, image tracing, but it will be not 100% like an image. It will become something like this. Okay, so that's what I'm interested in. So if I will go to the image trace option, I have a lot of options here. High fidelity, low fidelity. High fidelity means if I will go to high fidelity, okay, so it will convert this into a vector. Right now, if I zoom in, it's already vector. So you can see that these are some vector shapes. Okay, but if I zoom out, so it's a little hard to tell. Okay, so that's high fidelity. If I will go image trace and choose low fidelity, okay, now it is easier to tell that it's a vector image. It's because if you zoom in, you can see that it have created with the number of vectors. But I don't want it to be either like a high fidelity or low fidelity. The result I want is called silhouette, something like this result. So if I will press silhouette, it will give me something like this, which is too much. I'm not satisfied with this result because it's kind of giving me like a weird shape. This is not what I'm looking for. So if you can see here, I'm in the silhouette folder, okay, and there is a like a control panel for the silhouette. So if I will press here, now I'm inside the option of the silhouette. You can see that I'm inside the silhouette option. Now I can do some kind of changes over here, okay, to make it look like what I'm looking for. Okay, so first thing is that I want to keep everything same here. Threshold is the amount of effect. Right now threshold is too high, so most of the part is becoming like a vector shape. So I will choose here not too much, maybe 206 is fine for me. Now you can see I'm getting there. Okay, now path. Now what is the path? Path is the border. Now the border right now is 50% more detailed. I don't want the border to be more detailed. Okay, so it is 50%. I don't want the border or the path to be 50%. I want it to be 20%. Okay, now if I do that, so you can see that it is becoming more simplified. Now corners, I think 50 is fine. Noise is what? How much a noise you want. Noise means like there is some jig jags over here. Okay, so right now it is 90. I don't want it to be 90. I want it to be more higher, like 100%, 100. Okay, so now there will be a little bit more jig jag over here. Now I'm satisfied with the result, with this result. Okay, now there are some other options which I want to, like some other stuff that I want to do. The others, like what I want is that I want to do some cleaning. Cleaning means like I don't want this part, I only want this part. So how to remove this? To remove this, I have to click on expand option. Okay, just as you know, we do expand when we want to change the shape, and to retain the shape we do that. But expand also do one thing. Expand allow your image to become individually like a part of like a vector. Now it is expanded. Now I can easily select this one, but still I cannot select. Why? Because it got expanded, but it is still a group. You can see that it says ungroup. Ungroup, if it is not a group, it will say group. If it is a group, then it will say ungroup. Why? Because if you will press ungroup, now they are not in a group. So if I deselect everything by clicking anywhere in the gray area or empty area, now if I will click here, I will be able to select this. Now I don't want this, I only want this. Okay, now what I can do, I can go to the color, I can choose my yellow color here, and then I'm done. But there is one issue over here. If you can see that if I press my deselect direct selection tool and click on any one of these shapes, so you can see how many points there are. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Okay, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Okay, not more than 1 2 not more than 4. But if I will click on the lemon, so you can see how many points. There are a lot of points. A lot of points means that the shape is not still simplified. To simplify the shape, what you need to do is that we need to go to object. Okay, then we have to go to the path, then we have to go to simplify. Now I have in the simplify option, but it's not giving me all the options, so I have to click on this more options, and I will get this more options. Now just notice, okay, how many points there are. So right now I want to change the value from here, okay, to something around. I will move maybe here, this part. Okay, now sharpness, I want the sharpness to be around not too sharp, like less sharper, more smoother, so 157. Okay, so you can see that I am getting some like result over here. It's moving towards more to this side. Another thing is that you can see here my original have 11 points. My new points are how much? 8. I don't want my new points to be 8. I want it to be more lesser, maybe 5. So I have to reduce this more value until it gets 5. Now it is 6. Let's reduce more, little bit more. Now it is 5. So, and you can see on the screen also I have less points. Okay. So once I'm done with this, I can just press OK. Now it is a little bit more simplified. Okay. And already I expanded, so there will be no change if I will change the size of it or anything. Okay. So I will make it a little smaller. Now I have to work on this orange because I just made a half shape of this orange. Okay. Now I want to draw something inside, or you can say copy paste something inside this orange. Okay, not outside, only inside. Wherever the orange is, I want it to be inside. Okay, so to do that, I have this option here, drawing modes. In the drawing modes, I have draw behind, I have draw normal, I have draw inside. Okay, so I can choose my orange, go back here and choose draw inside. And as soon as I will do that, you can see that orange have this corners. That means whatever I will copy paste, it will be inside here. Whatever I will draw will be inside the orange, not outside. So let's bring some image here. I'll go to the file, place, then I will go to the artwork. There is a artwork illustrator file, and I will place this somewhere here. Okay. Wait. Let's do one thing here. Don't make it draw inside right now. Make it draw normal. After we import, then we will do that. Okay. Now, place artwork somewhere here. Now I have this artwork. I will put it somewhere here. Now I want this orange thing. Okay, if you will notice that it's a group, so I will ungroup this one from here. Okay, now I want this I think it's not ungrouped yet. Okay, It is still not ungrouped. So what I can do is that I can uh, select my direct selection tool, okay, and select these text, the font, and try to delete the from here only the fonts, not this orange thing. Okay, now I have this orange because with the direct selection tool you can select the parts that you want. Now I have this orange here. Now I want this orange to be inside my you can say this one, okay, this orange. So what I can do, let me make it a little bigger so it will become easier for me to work on. I will take this one, I will go to copy and edit and then copy. Now I will select this, go in the drawing mode, draw inside. Now as it is selected, I will select it, I will go to edit, paste. Okay, now if you will see that it is pasted, but it will be inside my object, okay, my orange. So if I will deselect, you can see that it is inside my orange. Okay, let me delete this one, I don't want it anymore. This one is now inside my orange. So what I want to change now this one, this the one which I like copy pasted over here, but I cannot change it right now because if I select and move, the whole thing moves. So there is one way to do that. Either you press isolate mask here or you double click this object. When you double click it, you will notice that you are inside this group. Now you can easily change this one. Okay, so once you are done the changes, you can go outside by clicking this arrow here, okay, or clicking here. So now I can make this little bigger with the shift key. Try to keep it somewhere here. Okay, now I'm done. Now I can click here, arrow key, but still I'm not outside. I will click it again. Now I'm outside. Okay, so you can either do from here, isolate mask, okay, or you can double click. Okay, now you can see that my orange is now pasted inside here. So you can see that how easily I was able to make that. Clear, everyone? Okay, so this is how you can do uh, like a you can say basically drawing inside. Okay, now let's see how we can do the drawing behind. Okay, to do the drawing behind, what I can do here is that I can deselect everything, take my shape here, choose a rectangle, choose a color of a rectangle, and I will choose the color of a rectangle to be this gray. Okay, this gray I will take it, and now in the drawing mode I will go in the drawing mode and choose draw behind. So if I will draw anything on my screen, it will be behind all my objects. Okay, my objects will be in front, but the rectangle that I will draw will be behind all these objects. So I will go here, draw it. As soon as I will release my mouse, you can see that it's not in top of the object, it is behind the object because the mode I selected was draw behind. Now what I can do here is that, because if I want to select anything, like suppose if I'm selecting this one, so this will disturb me. So last class, as we studied the first class, we will lock this rectangle. How? By going to object and lock it and lock the selection. So what will happen now? Anything if I'll do, it will not affect. Okay, so now what I want here is that I want to move all these here. Okay, this one also, now I can see the white color because the gray is there. I want to bring the text over here, so I can go to the file, but before bringing it, make sure that you are in draw normal. Otherwise what will happen, that text will also go behind. Then I will go to file, place, artwork, place somewhere here. Okay, and what I can do here is that I can go to isolate mask like I did before. Isolate mask, and then I don't want this one, I will select this one here. Okay, I think there are more layer of isolation. So I have to double click it again. Now I'm inside this. So I can select this one here. No, there is more. So you have to keep on double clicking. Okay, now I'm able to select this. So you got the idea. So you have to keep on double clicking until you reach your final parts. Okay, so now I will remove all this. Now I will keep on going one step back like this. Now I'm completely outside. So now I can take this one. Okay, I can, with the shift key, I can make the size bigger of this text, and I can put it somewhere here. Okay, and to align it correctly, I can go here, align to artboard, center. So it will be exactly in the center of the artboard. Now it's fine. Now what I can do here is that let's put the stuff inside the bowl. So I will, first of all, let me move the items that I don't want at this stage. Okay, one by one, let's do it. So I will take my pear. Okay, make it a little bigger, and a little bit more bigger. I will put it here. Okay, now you can see that it is in front of my bowl. So don't worry about this, you can fix this. I can take this one, make it a little bit more bigger, not too big, a bit bigger, and I will put it here somewhere. Okay, then I will take this apple, one apple, I will keep it here. And then I will take another copy of it with the help of Alt key. I can press Alt key and move it, or Option key on the Mac. So a copy will come. Then I will rotate this one here like this. Okay, somewhere here. And I will take my orange, make it a little bit bigger as well. Somewhere here. Okay. And let's arrange them. I want my bowl to be in front. So I will select my bowl, right click, arrange, bring to front. So it will be in front of everything. I don't want this apple to be behind. So I will select this apple, right click, arrange, bring front. Okay. Now this is done. So what I will do, I will take my this orange, put it here as well. Okay, and this orange also I will right click, arrange, and bring to front to give it a little style. Okay, now what I will do, I will take my leaves and I will right click on the leaves, arrange, okay, and bring to front. Okay, so and I will take my flower. Okay, I will right click, arrange, bring to front. So my flower is now on the top, so I will put the flower here. Okay, one flower I will put it somewhere here and rotate it like this. One flower I will keep it here and rotate it something like this. Okay, I think this one I have to move it a little bit back. Okay, so I will send backward. The shortcut is Control and left square bracket. Okay, so I will press that, so it will go behind. Okay, so now it is behind. Now I will take my flower here. You have to press that couple of times until it goes back. Okay, now I will take this flower or this leaf. Okay, it's too big, so now I will randomly put in places. Okay, like one I can put it here. I can make it more smaller. Okay, it's too small, and then I can make another one here, rotate it, and I'm rotating it with the without the shift key, so it can have some kind of a variation. Okay, so I can move it here, I will make it a little bit more bigger. With the shift key, you have to make it bigger, but rotation, you don't need shift key. Okay. So I can move this one here, make it smaller. So just randomly, I'm trying to arrange these stuff here. Okay. So you can see that. Okay. As you have classes right now, just this is the end. I'm doing the end over here. Okay. So just if you can give me like 5 minutes, I will end the class now. Okay. Because this is the last part. Now we are done. I'm just only arranging this one, and then you can leave. So this is how you can do that. We are done. Okay. So I can make a copy of it, and then from here I can flip it from this part, and then you can use it wherever you want, like suppose here. Okay. So I hope this is clear with you all, how to make items with the shapes. Okay. So, and how to arrange that. So this is how we got the complete like a result over here. Okay. And uh, next time we will go to the lecture like the next like class. Okay. So you can go back to the stream, the YouTube stream. You can see how it was done. Okay, check in detail. So this is how you can make everything from the scratch as we did in the class. Okay. So we'll meet with another lecture in the next class. So take care and watch the stream. Okay. Okay. So
Thank you, doctor.
okay, you're welcome, everyone. So we'll meet in the next class. So bye from now. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Welcome. Bye.